Boom, we are live. Alrighty, hey everybody. I'm Rob the Builder. Can we build it? Yes, we can. How you doing, David? Now, my apologies for yesterday. I slept through my alarm. I did. Yes. Anyway, now, but I'm here now, obviously. So we'll get down to business. Now, that business being Boss Mustang. What I want to get done today is, or my key aim today. Oh, that reminds me. You might recall, for those of you who have seen my earlier streams, that I was having some difficulties locating the wheel rims. Have found. Problem solved. Boom. Now, which brings us to, yes, we're working on the Boss Mustang, and I want to get the aluminium done. That's the bottom line here. That's our key target. Second option, maybe some chrome. And then if that's all done, we'll see how we roll. All right. Actually, no, before we do, anyway, let's get on to our aluminium. But first, as always, we know the drill, people. Oh, fuck yeah. All righty. Oh, yeah, that's the stuff. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Coming around. Now, when I go, oh, yes. Oh, yes. I'm actually thinking of a very specific Simpsons episode. You'll get a cheesy grin from the big man if you can name it. You get a cheesy grin and a double thumbs up if you can also complete the spiel or name the scene. I won't get to the name, go through the whole spiel. If you can name what's actually happening in that scene, because it's funny. I will wait until, let's see. First, here's our assembly sheets. Now, some of this is all very obvious as far as being aluminium, because you can see it. Oh, some of it I might just want to do. Now, like, for example, I know that I'm pretty sure that is that little triangle there, which you can probably barely see. I should probably zoom in. In fact, I'll bring this over here. That's probably a better start. You can see there's a little, see if I can get up with you can't really, it's not going to focus for us, but you can see there's a point there. That's supposed to be aluminium, I believe. We're just going to check a couple of little spots and then we'll get into it. I can confirm this is black. I've been and had a look. See, I've had a gander, I have. Now, aluminium is A, isn't it? Yes. Oh, yes. There we go again. Ah. Hang on a moment. Where? It's actually pointed out. It doesn't. There's 3 points on here that are supposed to be aluminium on the dash. I hadn't. I have to have a very. Unless. No. Well, here's the front view. So where are they talking about? Damned if I can see where they're even. Unless they're suggesting that these should be aluminium, but I would not have thought so. I'm quite happy with my dash. I'm leaving that. We're not getting excited about that knees bent advancing behavior. Give me a moment. Bing, 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 bing. Yes, I am correct. That is aluminium there. And the bottom of that part is aluminium, which we have. We did that the other day. I should be able to spot it quite easily. Bam, there it is. So we're doing quite well here on the IDing front. Boom, shaka, boom, shaka. Now, anything else? Yes. Oh, yes. Those. Tidy up the wheel rims because they will need to be. Yep. Part 96 being, I believe, this part. No, that's part 91. That's part 96. Boom. Just that easy. Oh, wow. I'll show you something in a minute that I've just noticed, and I must say I'm actually pretty chipper with. Well, there's not that much aluminium to do, chaps. So we shall, or should be able to, get a really... Oh! Hey, Ian. Hey, Paul. How you doing? So we should be able to get a really quick run-through on this. All right, let's do it. Now, the thing I was going to quickly show you before I got started, I just noticed with... Here we go. The best way I'll put it to you is this. You know how when you do something and you just sort of flick your eyes across and you look and you go, oh, that looks good. And you can actually, in many ways for me, I think that's you can tell you've done well when that happens, because that's sort of almost a more natural look, if you know what I'm saying. You're not gazing unviewing. And these, I need to zoom in a bit. Springs, and they look good. They look like springs. Who would have thunk it, eh? Cool. Pretty pleased with them. Now. No. Alrighty. Now, what I could also consider doing is maybe a bit on here. Oh, they're pretty good, actually. They don't really need that. If I'm going to do anything on there, I'll give them a close look with my goggles, and there might be a few touch-ups. We'll see. Now, aluminium. Boom. Boom. Shake, shake, shake. Let's get this nicely mixed. Get this color done. Now, at that point, we have a few other. What you been buying, David? This is a model thing, isn't it? Come on. We all know the drill. And there's no shame here. Or is it not model relating? In which case, I shall not be so jovial on the matter. How are we traveling on the mixing here? Let's just zoom out a little there, perhaps. Not too bad, I'll do it. Now, here we go. Now. Oh, excuse me. Aluminium. What's this one been used for? Deedly. Dealy. Now then. Excuse me. There we go. That's heaps. Now then, where possible, we're just going to go for the big brush, I reckon, or a rough brush, because well, why the hell wouldn't we? Is my take on it. So we'll go for. Actually, we're going to go for this, and maybe. Give me a moment. Looking. There's so many options on brushes at times. I'm sure I'm not alone in this. That one, yeah. All right. Now, we'll use this on bits that we might want to get a bit rugged on, as far as this is a very rough surface, so you know. Now, just reassert the colour. I don't need to be too heavy duty about this. But some of this aluminium has not been done at all, and I'm figuring while I'm doing that, you know, just make sure it's all looking very pretty. I'm a fan of pretty. Yes, I am. And I will stop myself from doing the... now, who did I'm a Man? As in, I'm a man. Oh, geez. Just when I said I wasn't going to do it. Jeez. Does anybody else sing on their streams? I don't know. These are the questions. Now, so that's them done. This one will be a pretty good option on this with this one, I reckon. Uh, 96, boom, that one there. Let's do that. There we go. Now, most of this, I'll clean this brush. Colour can also be done with a fairly hefty brush. And there's a couple of bits that will require a small brush. So it's a fairly straightforward op on the whole. Give me a moment. Now, after this, actually, I've got a few ideas. I was going to go onto the chrome, but I'm going to have a look at, now that I know, there are a few bits that are going to be black, but a slightly different black on the chassis than what the other rest of it is, which is just, yeah, whatever. I guess I don't have to do it that way, but I'll show you what I mean in due course. Now, oh yeah, two wooden ship. Ha! Nice. Yes. Yeah, you saw him and couldn't help yourself. I know the drill. We all know the drill, man. Why? Because it's what we do too. problem I found when I was in a relationship was, and living with her, was doing the sneak in, if you follow me. Because to her it was like, why are you buying them? You already got these. You haven't finished that one. Yeah, well, you don't understand, woman. Funny shit. Mind you, she's also a bit controlling on the funds thing, so I'd suggest there's a bit of that factor coming into play there. Never mind. NMP now. She used to attribute her whole money thing to being Maltese. My take, no, you're just a controlling bitch. Now, oh hey GB, how you doing? 4 sets of shipping bags. Nice. Actually, books can be a real boon when it comes to scale modeling as far as information, data. Well, that's what information is, but you know what I'm saying is those little things that'll give you that information you require to make it look pretty. Now, next. Delay. Now, next. Alrighty. There, perhaps. Nice. Now, there's 2 things here that look really similar, and I want to make sure I get the right one. I'm going to look like a yutz. Oh, no, wait. I've got that under control. Nice one, big boy. Now, what else was there? That was it. Give me a moment. Actually, I might... I'm going to quickly clean this brush. I'm going to be using it. Actually, what I can do with this one first, very carefully. Just there. And round the back. Here. That's good. Nice and pretty. Yeah, we are starting to get some nice solid stuff now. What else was there? Yes, there's a few bits of small brush action I need to do with this in due course. I think that's all. That was it. I wanted to do the wheel rims again. So I know there's a couple of spots on there that need to be tidied up. And this is probably the brush for the job. But I also need to possibly get them onto a bit of a plinth thing happening. And that might take a bit of time. So what I'm thinking is that I should clean this brush hang on a moment, what's this? Oh, for God's sake, that's a BF109 dash. Fuck's sake, Rob. Tell you guys, there are times. There are times. Yes. Don't tease him, David. Tell him what you've done. Tell him what you've gone done. Now, you get over to there. Give this a quick rinse. Now, I was going to say, on with regards to the books and stuff, one day I should actually take you guys to my library, because that's what I do have. It's not just a few books, it's a bloody library of militaria and stuff. Now, what I might do, as far as this plinth caper goes, is remove our dash here, pop that into our blue box of bits there, da und dann we can see how this one's traveling. Come here. Where are the other two that I found? Zwei. Now, where are the others? I know I found them. Where did I put them? Thought I put them just. Should have probably been a bit more. What's the word I'm looking for? There is a word I'm looking for. To illustrate what I should have done. For God's sake, big boy, what have you done with them now? They are on the table, that much I do know. That's where I put them. Now, what I might do, heaven forbid, is stand up and have a look. Or, let's just check that I didn't drop into here. No, okay, they're on the table. And, up we get, and okay, they're not over there where I found them, so they should be in this area here. What are you doing, boy? Well, this is getting a bit more frustrating because I know they're here somewhere. Oh, really? Really, Rob? What have you done, boy? If this keeps up, I'll just get on with... I've got those two. Here's another one. And here's the other one. Right. We can get down to business. Yes, we can. So we're gonna. All right. Yeah, well, that's one of those things, isn't it? You shouldn't have to be hopeful on that. But yeah, we all know the drill. comes around to there. Now, let's see. What else do I have to use as a plinth? Come here, yeah. Come on. There we go, come on. Gotcha. Right. Yeah, I was probably wise to clean that brush before attempting this. Now, next. This will do. Splatch. And finally this one. Then we'll get them done on the tidy up, and then we'll go for the small brush stuff. Yeah, that works. Right, now. No, come here. Come here. Come on. Come on. There we go. Off you come. All right. Now, one more plinth, and we are good to go. This will do us, I reckon. And either of these will do. Bing. Ow. Sorry, just had a back twinge. At least it's not going to be too long before that's a thing of the past. Or less of a thing, at least. Now, where did I put? Here I put. Now, glue tack, and away we go. Actually, now that I think about it, because I'm moving in May, the place I'm getting to will have a better setup of to make it able for me to possibly show you guys my library. Yeah, bit different. I suppose if you guys wanted to, why am I picking up this piece of sprue? This is the piece I need now. Yeah, we'll give them a general slap around, shall we? Most importantly, where the aluminium isn't. Right in tight there. There we go. Alrighty, a bit more there. Now, one thing I might do, so I've done that, clean that, get into there, that's a bit thick there. That's better. There's one real rim. Alright, I'll do this one. 2. Delay. Now, after these are done, it's fine brush time. Ding, 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 ding. Ding, ding, ding. Alrighty. Now I can see by the time that what we're probably going to be doing once we finish this is lining up matching colors for airbrushing, because I think that and that are the same color, and I think there's a few other bits that are that, like, yeah, I'll go into that later. Now is not the time, Kato. Oh, hey, that reminds me. I posed the question earlier that actually I'll repose it. Somebody else might be able to guess one. Now, there's a Simpsons episode that I quoted earlier, and you get a cheesy grin from the big man if you can name the episode, and a cheesy grin and a double thumbs up if you can state the scene, what's happening in it. And the line is, "Oh yes, oh yes." Here we go. So yeah. Anyway, I'm going to keep doing this painting. Once we'll give it till I get onto the small brush for the answer to come up. Now, she might just. Yeah, that's better. All right. Into there, just clear up any excess. Same here. Hi, Moses. How you doing? Once we've come around here, we come around here some more. Now, there we go. Nice. There we go. So there's our real rims. Hang on. Bing. We get that a bit clearer, perhaps. I might have to get the cardboard. Actually, there we go. And as you can see, nice and clean. There we go. Now, okay, clean brush. And then it's time for a bit of fine brush work. Now, deedly. Alrighty, now the answer to the Simpsons question I posed is It comes from an episode where it is revealed that the person everyone knows as Seymour Skinner is in fact Arman Tanzarian. And he's assumed the identity of Skinner, having been his Skinner, the true Skinner was his platoon sergeant, yada, yada, yada. Anyway, and he decides, because the real Skinners are merged, he decides that he's going to go back to his old life as a no good street punk. And he gets this job out at a strip club as the spruiker. And he's there going, oh yes, capital cities, nakedest ladies. They're not even wearing a smile, not even suggestively. Yowza, yowza. We've got 6 ladies, count them, 6, waiting for your leers and catcalls. Yowza, yowza. Now then. So, first up on here, boom, there. Yep, here we go. So we'll come in from about that angle, I reckon. Just a little bit there. All right. Now that's just a little bit on the. Hang on, where's that cardboard? Might as well show as we go along with this one. So all we've done there is, that. Boom. Zoom out. Next, we want to go and do. This will do us. Good an option as any. Boom. So, and ding, in we go, kids. Oh, that's stray fiber. I hope that's. Oh, yes, okay. Here we go. Now, oh, hey, Big Racer, how you doing? All right. Almost done on this part. I'm thinking that what I might want to do get all the brushwork done in its various colours, and then I'll do all the remaining airbrushing. All right, now in this instance, what's happened there is a bit of work on our backboard. Boom. Actually, I think that goes that way up. But yeah. Yeah, it does. There we go. Zoom out. Now, next we shall go. Ah, yes. Where is it? There it is. Ah, and this. And this. Now this, it's just the very top. And then there's that. There's one other part, I reckon. Anyway, first, we shall come into there. Across there. Come on. Round the back. Round the side. Bit more. Almost there. Just a little more. There. There we go. Now what else is it on here that I needed to do? I might as well just do everything on this sprue, and then I'll give you a zoom in. Ah, yes. Now, no. So, next we go into here. Now, I'm not sure if that stem part is meant to be there. It looks like it is. So I shall paint that as well. But we'll see. If I paint it, at least it's painted and yada, 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 yada. If I need to do it a little bit of surgery, I will do that. That much paint can get up there. We're going to move this around slightly this way for a moment. So we've got a bit of a paint excess. There we go. Yeah, we'll get you onto there. I don't reckon that is part. So I'm not going to get too much more excited, actually. I'm just going to leave. Oh, actually, here we go. Why don't I, heaven forbid, check the assembly sheets? In fact, now that I look closer, it must be. Because there's parts of it, of this, that actually are on that. When I do it, you're going to wonder what the hell I'm talking about, because all you see is my hand. Once I zoom in, you'll see what I'm waffling about, hopefully. All right. Oh, yeah. Yeah, right. Interest. Drag racer, okay. Yeah. Look, sometimes kids can be hard work. That's undeniable. I had I don't know if you were watching the other day, but I had some photo etch on a German fighter decided to put its fist somewhere fundamental, very uncomfortable, I must say. Now, you must say that's an impressive feat for a piece of photo etch. And it certainly was. It was a complete pain in the ass, man. Got it done in the end. But was not a happy camper. David heard. He can testify. Testify! Now, trying to remember. I'm going to change my brush, by the way. This brush has got a stray. Once I finish this sprue, I'm going to clean this brush, and we'll see if just cleaning it will tidy it up and get it back to using or a usable level of functionality. If not, we'll just go for a second brush. The reason I'm thinking that way is because there's a stray fibre, and that's going to end in tears before bedtime, I would suggest. Now, my pumpkin, I have a pumpkin hour today. Pumpkin hour is when something's got to me, is when something's got to finish. When if you do not disappear by, you turn into a pumpkin. Now let's clean this brush, and then I'll give you a zoom in on what I've just done. Or did, rather. That's very poor grammar of me. And then I'm going to get another brush, and we'll continue with this. There's a few bits and bobs that require a bit of aluminium love, they do. So we'll get them going. But I've still got a bit of time on my hands before the pumpkin hour arrives. About 40 minutes all up. Now, clean brush. Now, here's a question. Has that... I'll let that settle. Let's get a fresh one. We'll go with... That's a little too crisp, actually. Mr. Citadel, perhaps? No. This one will do the job. No, that is Citadel. That's not the one I was after. This one's the one I'm after. Boom. Yeah, good. Now, in the meantime, what we did there was, or is, we've got that. And it's these little things here on that bottom part that make me think that is part of the overall thing. There you go. And the top of that, yeah, so it goes out that way. It's just the very top of that. All right. All right. Now, next. Yes. Now, mouthful of coffee. Zoom out would probably be a wise idea too. Oh yeah, that's the stuff. Tell you, I'm one of the things I'm most nervous about with upcoming surgery is how quickly are they going to get coffee to me when I come to. And I am not joking neither. I can't have coffee before surgery. Oh, this is not a good start in my eyes. Now, next. Here's where I was going. Here's where I was going, kids. It's just a little spot there. Yeah, that's better. Why did I not do the back? I'm just going to check that what colour the rear part of this is. Because for reasons best known to myself, I have failed to do it. Now, that leaves me to wonder, is it a different colour to this top part? And if it's not, why didn't I do it? So, now I'm probably going to need to tidy up some of the black here, but that's fine. This is just a... okay, let's see what colour this back rear part is on this. It might be a different colour. Now, let's just check that that's 110. Here we go. It is 110. And there's a couple of errors on there, but these are not in this colour. Where was it? Why have I somehow managed to lose? Have I suddenly managed to lose my spot? Here we go. 110. Yep. Okay. There's a couple of. It does need to be a different color at that end. And yeah, there's a few little bells and whistles to that, but that's fine. What we're really concerned about here is our aluminium. So what we've done there, small detail. And after this, there's not much more. Ow. this colour to be done. All that was is, now we've got to add some, extend that black. I thought, for some reason I didn't. And then once we've done that, we can probably need to trim that off there because there's a bit of gold on the very end. All right, zoom out. Done. Next, we shall ding ding. Just looking at other things that might. Now, over here. Anything on this sprue that requires... yes. I'm sure there was another one. Another piece that requires this colour with a very small detail. Now, give me a moment first. Let's just get this done. Actually, I'll probably be better served coming from this angle. Yeah. All right. Just notice something. I'll give you a that I will attend to in due course. This is probably not the brush for it though. So when the time comes, I will zoom you in on what it is that we're looking at. All right. Right, there we go. It was just a little detail under a very small part. What else is there? I'm sure there was another part that had a bit of blue on it. I know I've done a bit with a bit of blue on it, but different part. Let me just scan my sprue pieces. No, not seeing. Let me just check my boxes. I doubt it would be in there. Yeah, no. Rubbing. I'm sure there was. Well, if I'm doing my own head into this extent, it's probably not act. It's probably just me being, what's the word I'm looking for? There is a word for it. If I think for long enough, I'll remember it. Yes, I will. Nah, not spotting what I was thinking I was looking for. All right, I'm going to stop chasing my tail for the time being. If I locate it, it's not going to be a biggie to hit it with what is ultimately going to be an incredibly small amount of paint. I probably wouldn't even need to actually pour any out. So yeah. All right. Now, so goggles off. I should probably zoom out a bit. Clean brush. And then let me just have one last. Where was that little piece? It was similar to that thing that I did. Let me just Sometimes it's an angle thing. Maybe on here. Oh, nice one, big boy. No. All right. It's cleaning time. And then there is actually something I want to assess. Now, what that is. Oh, wait. Oh, yeah, that's okay. There is also one other thing I want to do in this color. I do remember. And what it is, and it's a pretty trivial detail, but yeah, whatever. Is now it's on here. No, is it? It's on one of these. Let's finish cleaning this brush, and then beyond that one, and there it is. And it may not matter, but if it does, no. Now, what it is, and then we'll get on to our next detail. Why, you little? Now, there are some visible gear things here, and I would suggest, or I'm putting forth the idea, that the final analysis, if that detail is given, it may be given for a reason. So I will make sure I paint that. This I now do. Oh, you can't actually see what I'm... give me a moment. This is what I was waffling about, or talking about. Bing. Yep. There. You can see I haven't gotten all of it done. And like I said, with that detail provided on the piece, you can't help but wonder if that should be paid proper attention to. And just in case it should, I'm doing it. Very simple, really, isn't it? This is where I use what I call one of my rough brushes. Just to say, a brush that has seen better days, and is left with a rough end. But sometimes I think those rough ends are great. The sort of thing that can actually chew a brush pretty heavily. This is already chewed. Alrighty, there we go. So yeah, all I've done there is just fill it in with some aluminium. There we go. Nice. Now. Oh, hey, how you doing, Budgie Mama? Next, what I want to find out is how many things. There's a couple of different colors that go on in the undercarriage, and I think they correspond to the whatchamacallit. Yes, getting very mechanically termed there. The whatchamacallit. The radiator. Now, if that is so, good people, what I would suggest is that I might be well served to get them all together and potentially airbrush. We shall speculate on this in due course. Now, next, we shall get that out of the way. Now, next, pop that over to there. That's what I wanted to do. Yes. Now, let's get these out of the way for a moment. Someone going to check out. Give me a. This is going to. You're going to wonder why I'm doing this. I don't reckon this is from this kit. I'm basing that a bit on sprue colour. Interesting. I reckon that is actually from a Hasegawa. Anyway, and not a Mustang even. That's from a Corolla 11, I think. Now, what I want to find out, good people, is now a bit further in. Aha. Now, G is a slightly different black to this, apparently. Now, the difference they give, I think G is that G is black gloss, whereas B is black matte. Now, I've gone for reason. Yeah, okay. Doesn't really matter. Either or. Or I could even just continue with that. Now, but that's G and that's G. Yeah, okay. Now, any other G in big areas? No. All right. So, right. Here we go. Yes, I'm correct. The radiator cover and the radiator are this color. Right. All right. Now, a part of me is inclined. Yeah, they've given us two different blacks, as I said. That's fine. So, what I'm thinking is, yes, we can airbrush those quite happily. There is a part of this that will need masking in due course, being the cap, because that's actually chrome. But this, hang on, why are there two of these? Already done one of those. Why is there two? Give me a moment. When I looked on the diagram, there was only one. Let me just check this. Otherwise, I'm going to have to paint that as well, but that's a different color. No, okay, got one there. Unless there's one that goes around the fan, but don't know. Let me keep looking. Not seeing anything that matches. Nope. Hope you don't mind me taking my time on this little point, guys. I just want to be sure that I'm not missing painting a piece, because that would be just straight out annoying. And no. So why have I got two? That's a curious thing. It's a curious thing. No, they're just tinkering with the noggin. Must be I would say, because I do have one. Oh, you can even probably find it very easily. If it's not in this box, it'll probably be in this one. It's around here somewhere. Here we go. What is the difference? As you can see, I've got one. I've checked the number. So far as I can tell, the difference is 4/5 of bugger all. Maybe what happens is that in some of them, maybe some of the later versions or whatever, they do have one on both sides. But so far as I can tell, they don't. So we're not worried about that. Jolly good. Now, next. That being so, sprue cutters. Hang on a moment. Sprue cutters. Need them. And that's already nice and happy joy. That. What about this? Let's have a look at that, shall we? All right. That. Hi, Jeff. So, Jeff, how are you doing? Now, next. That was it. Now, it was back here we were looking, wasn't it? Where is it? I know it's around here somewhere. I know it's around here somewhere. I remember years ago, and by years, many years, my brother telling this story. He'd been out with one of his mates. And you'll see it's around here somewhere comes into play. And basically they're both hammered. This is back in the day when drink driving was perfectly acceptable. And so this is, of course, what my brother then did. But his mate was absolutely off his guts. And, here we go. This... okay, a little bit of masking required, but ultimately, yes, this will be G as well. All right. Yeah, anyway, so he reckons they're driving along, and his mates desperately waved him, pull over. And he thought the guy was about to throw up. He figured, well, he doesn't want it in his car, yada, yada, yada. Pulls over. Wrong. What he was doing, in fact, where he'd gotten my brother to pull over, there was a line of cars of what are politely referred to, I believe, in some circles as courting couples. And he's gotten out of the car, strode towards it, bellowing, "All right, you bastards, I know my daughter's around here somewhere." Hence, I know it's around here somewhere. And apparently you've seen all these heads rear up, and he's just jumped into the car laughing as all these people have come out and realised what's going on. And yeah, gotta say, Jesus, man. Well, that's my brother's mate. Well, was. Not anymore, I don't think. Well, my brother's dead, so it doesn't really roll, but you get the idea. Oh, Engage. Nice. The my mother was a very keen enthusiast, miniature enthusiast, and she really wanted an N-gauge railway because she had seen one, just a small one, obvious, well, N-gauge, but more to the point, set up in a guitar case. She thought it was the coolest thing ever. She really wanted something like that. I couldn't achieve that objective for her, but there we go. At the end of the day, yeah, it's a pretty. I guess it's now N gauge is like 144, 1:144, isn't it? So they are understandably pretty small, and yeah, that's kind of handy on its own, I would suggest. Now, nice, nice. That's very swish, man. You see, the closest I get is to building them, mate. I don't actually. I'd love to own a Mustang. I is over here in Australia. There's a thing called Classics for a Cause. Basically, they're these dudes who raffle off classic cars. And the money goes to veterans and stuff, or veteran. And that's the premise, I believe. Even if it's not true, as long as there's a chance of getting them up. Quite regularly, they'll raffle off a Stang, and you better believe I buy the tickets to that one. They quite often do famous Australian cars, some of which I'm not so keen on, some of which I am. There's one called the Tirana XU1 that I get a bit of a warm and fuzzy glow from because it punches above its weight, or it punched above its weight in a pretty major way, and because they fucking boogie. In simple terms, they boogie. Yeah, look, you might have to, if you're going to do a convertible, you might want to go for a bit of kit surgery, if you know what I'm saying. You might need to, excuse me, give me a moment. Using this as an example, if you were to, you'd have to pick your line pretty tightly. Okay, here's our tail light. I don't know the exact lines. That's and of course, this is more of a coupe, so you'd want to get more tricky, but you'd want to be probably coming back through there, I guess. But then you've got the run. Oh. That's what you'd have to work with, but you'd have to see what you could do as far as cutting across. The problem's going to be where your lights come to with relation to the boot. Because that, if you get a straight line from here across, as you can see, is going to come pretty much right on the top of your lights, and there goes your boot. But you don't want to be coming upwards, you wouldn't have thought, because that's not correct. So, yeah, there's a few issues with using this, but that's what you'd need to do. I would suggest, if you're going to go the kit surgery path, that's purely a suggestion. You could do it, but sometimes you know, man, you may have just given me a challenge that makes me a bit interested, but I've also got another Mustang I want to build after this one. Now, good people, we've identified what we want to airbrush with that. Next, now I want to wind up in about 10 minutes. What can we do in those 10 minutes? I could just wind up. Actually, what I can do is I can show what we've done today. We got all the aluminium done. I'm happy with this. Now, tomorrow I want to get onto the P51B, get the cockpit assembled. Friday, Well, not the cockpit. The cockpit is assembled. I want to get the fuselage together. Same with the. On Friday, I might do the BF 109. If I can get the cockpit completed, we can get that fuselage together on the Sunday. Now, so what I will do in the meantime, good people, what we got done today is a whole stack of reinforcing aluminium, which is no bad thing at any given time. Things like that. That bit there. But we also made sure we got the teeth done there. What else is on this that we did? Oh yeah, tiny little bit there. You can't. Yes, you can. Just there in the corner. It's a bit blurry, but yeah. Tidied up the exhaust. What else was there? Oh yeah, a couple more tidy ups here, and identify that we needed to go a bit further with the black here and put gold on the very end. Now, next we also did engine backboard a bit more. A few more colours required on that one. We did that one. Very top of that one. What else did we get up to today? I think that's the bulk of it. I think there's something I'm probably forgetting to show off. Never mind. All right, but we got we got that all done. We got the Kark black identified. All righty. We're making good progress overall, guys. I'm pretty chipper. Now, one thing I would like to do, but not today, is also see if it's a capacity, because this is going to be steel, I think. This that's pretty handy, that range. The drive shaft. I'm going to see if there's any other parts that are that color, so we can maybe consider going airbrushing them as well. All right. And on that note, I shall wind up. All right. Thanks for watching, guys. I do appreciate it. Now, tomorrow I'll be back, and we're going to be, as I said, we're going to be doing the, excuse me, I'll just straighten that a little. We're going to be doing the P51B. Now, on that one, I want to get the fuselage together. We've got the cockpit interior ready to rock and roll. It's coming along, thanks, David. Yeah. It won't be, yeah. Now, so anyway, I'll be back tomorrow. Will I be back for longer? Possibly not, unfortunately, because I've got a lot of things to organise in the next few weeks. Moving house, surgery, all sorts of shit. Anyway, but I will be back tomorrow. This is the bottom line here, people. Now, for any first-time viewers, you know the drill. Follow, like, or subscribe. What can I tell you? If you'd like to track me down on other platforms, I'm my pleasure, Bassman. Now, if you'd like to track me down, I'm Rob the Builder on Facebook and YouTube, and Robster the Builder on Instagram and Twitch. And what are those words, people? What are those words? You know what they are. They're follow, like, or subscribe. My pleasure, David. All righty. As I said, I'll be back tomorrow. I would like to be back at the same time. If not, it'll be at a similar time. All right. Thanks, guys. I'll hopefully see you tomorrow at the similar kit time and on the same kit channel. And hopefully I'll catch you good people then. See yous.